Hello there, and welcome to a further update on the government's stimulus packages due to COVID-19. This video provides general and factual information known at the time of production and should not be used as advice, as your circumstances are unique, and this video has not taken that into consideration. We recommend you reach out to us and get specific advice relative to your circumstances. I'd firstly like to talk to the semi and fully funded retirees, be they funded through a super fund product or a self-managed super fund in pension mode, and those with Centrelink benefits. The government has given a 50% reduction in the minimum pension drawdowns for this financial year and next to ease the burden on the amount of funds taken out by retirees on their pensions. Within these pensions, many would have exposure to the share market, and we know the market and therefore your capital value of your pensions have dropped significantly. The government has recognised this and wants to assist those pension accounts by minimising the drawdown on a reducing capital valuation by allowing, if you can afford to that is, reduce your minimum pension amounts by 50%. This is something we need to address per client to determine what is appropriate for their situation and advise accordingly and potentially act sooner rather than later. This can also mean an opportunity for some semi-funded retirees who were either assessed previously under the asset test for Centrelink as the value of your pensions are down, and a great opportunity to review and determine if you are now eligible for a government age pension or a rise in that pension. If assessed under the Centrelink income test and your pension has been around for quite some time, it could mean it is tested under some grandfathering rules, which, if you take up the government's 50% pension drawdown offer, you could be entitled to a higher government age pension. So we encourage our clients who catch up with us for an annual review to update their circumstances and financial assets with Centrelink to make sure they are getting the maximum government age pension. Finally, I would like to make sure that everyone who might not be on a government pension is at least on the Commonwealth Seniors Card. Your taxable income has to be less than $80,000 combined, excluding your tax-free super pension payments. If not, you should be, because these card holders are also entitled to the $750 pensioner stimulus payment. One was paid the other week, and another $750 per person is due in July 2020. So last Wednesday's JobKeeper stimulus package that was passed through both Houses of Parliament without change is something that will impact many. This package is for all businesses, whether you have employees or not, and your turnover, sales of your products or services, were over $75,000 per annum. So you should be lodging BAS statements to be eligible. If you are not, I suggest you register for the Centrelink unemployment benefits and the Job Seeker supplement instead. So I recommend both packages to my small business owners. When you know the details of both, we can then decide which stimulus package to be claiming, and you can cancel the other. In the meantime, I want to focus on the JobKeeper package for today. So we've attached a Treasury fact sheet to this video in the links below, which I encourage you to watch this video, then to download and read this PDF, as it covers a broad range of frequently asked questions, and then reach out to me if you want to talk it through. But please note, we don't have all the details yet, so I might not be able to answer all your questions yet. This final stimulus has been given legislation, but the ATO has been given the authority to administer the process. As yet, the ATO have been silent on the details, other than what you've heard or read so far. What we haven't seen or read the details of yet are the application process So there have been over 700,000 businesses registered on the ATO website for this package. The next step is an application to 1, nominate an eligible business, 2, nominate an eligible business owner, and 3, nominate eligible employees. Briefly, this is the JobKeeper stimulus package for eligible businesses. It is a way of keeping yourself and your staff employed for the next 6 months through an ATO-administered stimulus package that is paid monthly in arrears. It pays $1,500 per fortnight gross before tax is deducted per business owner and eligible employee. Sounds simple enough? Let's break it down further. It is for business owners with less than 50 million turnover who can show they have suffered at least a 30% reduction in Australian income. That is, your sales of your services or products that you report through your BAS. If you can't show this through your BAS, then there will be another process. We don't know how exactly as yet, of manually advising the ATO. As you can appreciate, this process will take time. Again, if you have not registered, I recommend you register on the ATO website. So type into Google ATO COVID-19 and it will take you to the ATO page. And the first link in JobKeeper is JobKeeper for business. Click on that and it will take you to the right website where you click on the big aqua sign, register now for JobKeeper updates. Fill out a few details and ATO will acknowledge via email and text your registration. That's it. That's all we know at this stage. So at this time, this is all we can do. At Grevin & Co, we are watching daily for updates from the ATO and we'll bring them to you when we know more. So you run a small business, but you're not sure if you would be eligible due to the type of entity you run your business through. In fact, the attached Treasury fact sheet it has examples and more details, but we have listed the various types of entities for you, and there are restrictions if there are more than one business owner, as only one business owner can get paid. What does that mean for you and your business? I would recommend a chat to determine the way forward to be relevant to you. So, if you have registered and determined you are eligible and you also have employees, what do you get? Well, the government wants to support businesses at this time as well as jobs, so they are giving each eligible business $1,500 per fortnight paid monthly in arrears, starting from the 30th of March 2020 for every business owner and eligible employee. This payment will be delivered to the business for April in the first week of May 2020, and it should be noted that this payment will be assessable income to the business, as will the payment to employees be deductible. And we assume not subject to GST. GST free. But this is all just assumed at this time, as there are no further details as yet. The payment to employees will also be taxable and part of their earnings for the year through the payment summary process. So what constitutes an eligible employee? Well, that employee has to have been registered as an employee through your business on the 1st of March. You cannot backdate now unless you apply to the ATO and provide details as to why, and this will be assessed on a case-by-case basis, but there are no guarantees. If they would need to have received wages from the 1st of March 2020 for full-time and part-time employees, and for casuals they need to have been paid for the last 12 months or since the 1st of April 2019. These employees must be Australian citizens and hold a permanent visa or special category visa on the 1st of March 2020. So how does it work paying your employees? I even got this wrong myself. So it's a bit tricky, but here we go. Employees who earn more than $1,500 gross per fortnight, that is before tax has been taken out, there's no change. but it is subjective if they earn less than $1,500 gross per fortnight. So at this stage you've determined your eligible employees, so you must pay and record through your online payroll software and lodge single touch payroll with ATO from the 30th of March 2020 until you are no longer eligible, or the 27th of September 2020. The first payment of the JobKeeper stimulus package will be paid to eligible businesses in the first week of May, which doesn't help if your business has been affected by COVID-19. You must fund this as you are getting help in arrears. Please be aware of this. The government's response to this predicament is go fund yourself with your bank. But the banks are still requiring normal lending processes to determine your eligibility. Like I looked at Westpac, and if you have a tax debt of any kind, business or personal, you will not be able to borrow through this package with them. I can also see another bank is charging 15+% on overdrafts for their clients, while others are around 4.5%, which might be a bank you don't bank with. So how do you solve the short-term cash flow problem? It adds stress and anxiety around the process, but please reach out to us at Grevin & Co. We can put you in touch with the right brokers to support you at this time. Don't think you have to do it alone. Another point that is causing uncertainty is superannuation on these employees that earn less than $1,500 gross per fortnight. They are now paid $1,500 per fortnight because you've been told to pay them in order to get the JobKeeper stimulus package. This is not negotiable. You have to pay them this. So technically you should pay 9.5% SG Super on this amount, right? So if the employer usually earns less than the JobKeeper payment of $1,500 per fortnight, employer business owners can nominate if they wish to pay $1,500 SG Super at 9.5% on the excess payments. So the funds paid extra to the employee due to the JobKeeper payment, but they are still required to pay SG on their normal wages and still required to pay this by the 28th of April 2020 to avoid the SG surcharge. So now the government will pay the business $1,500 per eligible business owner and or employee nominated per fortnight in arrears monthly, but the business pays $1,500 less taxation of $192 per fortnight, or $1,308 per fortnight to its eligible employees who earns less normally. This means $192 per fortnight for those employees who don't usually earn this much each fortnight can be retained by the business because under Stimulus Package 1, the PAYG withholding up to $50,000 per quarter can be claimed as a tax credit. So essentially, the PAYG of $192 is already paid for. To me, this is where I get tricked. This is where I got tricked, because I didn't feel this was equitable unless the business uses those funds to pay SG Super and return to work safe premiums on the $1,500 per fortnight. Finally, to recap, the JobKeeper stimulus package starts from 30th of March, and those businesses that can meet eligibility, again, we don't have the details on how this will be reported to the ATO. We assume via BAS until the 27th of September 2020, or 6 months worth. The opportunities I see for businesses are, if you don't use single touch payroll cloud accounting software to report your staff's wages, you will have to use an alternative method. We don't know what that is yet, but it will take much longer to get processed and for you to receive your monthly payments from the government. If you are a closely held employee, you have had not to report through single touch payroll, yet as there is an exemption till the 1st of July 2020. So I recommend that you untick the box in your software and start reporting now to receive your payments. If you don't have cloud software for your payroll, then maybe it's time to consider it. from as little as $11 per month. If you have less than 4 staff members, it's easy to get compliant and become eligible. Thanks for listening, and as always, if you are in need for advice, please reach out to us by telephoning, emailing, or going to our website and booking an appointment. Take care and stay safe, everyone.